Students, in the last video related to the lesson A Letter to God, we read about a farmer, Lencho, who had a great faith in God. And when his crop was completely destroyed because of a hailstorm, his faith in God did not shake at all. And what he decided? He decided to write a letter to God, seeking his help. And now the story starts from there that he went to the post office, he wrote a letter and he asked for 100 pesos in order to sow his crop again and to live for until the crop comes. So now next what happens? He wrote to God on the envelope. And now as address what he wrote only to God. And put the letter inside and still trouble went to town. And he was still in trouble, he was still in great worries and went to the town. At the post office, he placed a stamp on the letter and dropped it into the mailbox. And at the post office, what he did? He placed the stamp on the letter and put it in the mailbox. One of the employees, one of the employees who was a postman and also helped at the post office went to his boss laughing heartily and showed him the letter to God. Now, the postman who handled all those letters, he went to the postmaster as he was amazed to see the address to God. And he was so amazed, and that's why he went to the post office with the postmaster with the letter. And never in his career as a postman had he known that address. He had never seen such address before, so he was so amazed to see that. The postmaster, a amiable is friendly, pleasant fellow, also broke out laughing. He also started laughing, seeing the address, but almost immediately he turned serious and tapping the letter on his desk commented. But immediately he became serious and he just commented, "Wow, what a faith! What a faith he had in God. I wish I had the faith of man who wrote this letter." And he himself wished to have that kind of faith in God. Starting up a correspondence with God, it's so amazing that a person, what a faith he had in God that he has started communication with God. So, in order not to shake the writer's faith in God, the postmaster came up with an idea. Now, the postmaster, he was a very gentle man. He also believed in God. He did not want to shake his faith at all. So, he got up with an idea. He decided to answer the letter. But when he opened it, it was evident that to answer it, he needed something more than goodwill, ink, and paper. But it was clearly, when he read this letter, it was clear that it did not require only ink and pen to answer that letter, but he required something else. And what was that? It was money, of course. But he stuck to his resolution, but he had already decided, and what he had decided, he wanted to fulfill that. So he asked for money from his employees. He asked money from his employees. He also gave a part of his salary, and several friends of his were also obliged to give something for an act of charity to help somebody. Some other friends also collected some money, and in total they collected the money to give it to that farmer. It was impossible for him to gather together the 100 pesos, but the money all collected was not 100 pesos. He was able to send the farmer only a little more than half. More than half it was there, it was 60-70 pesos he was able to send, but not 100. He put the money in an envelope addressed to Lencho and with it a letter containing only a single word as a signature, God. And he did not disclose his identity, that the postmaster himself had collected the money and he had sent it, and he did not make a fun of him, but he just wanted to restore his faith in God. And what he wrote, he just wrote a single word from God. So he sent that letter. Now, some oral questions are there. Who or what did Lancho have faith in? Lancho had faith in God. What did he do? He wrote a letter to God. And who read the letter? The postmaster read the letter. What did the postmaster do then? He collected some money and sent it to Lancho. The following Sunday, Lancho came a bit earlier than usual to ask if there was a letter for him. Next Sunday, Lancho, now see the faith he had in God, that he not only wrote a letter but he also waited for its answer. And next Sunday he came a little bit earlier to receive that letter. He was expecting that God would definitely send him the letter back. So it was the postman himself who handed the letter to him, while the postmaster, experiencing the contentment of a man who has performed a good deed, looked on from his office. Now, the postman handed Lencho the letter with the money, and postmaster, who was sitting inside, who was a very kind man, experiencing that satisfaction of a man who had performed something good for somebody. So Lancho now opened the letter. Lancho showed not the slightest surprise on seeing the money. See, he had complete faith, unquestionable faith in God, and that's why he did not show any surprise whether he has received the letter. He believed it that he would definitely receive the letter. Such was his confidence. But he became angry when he counted the money. But he became angry because the money that he received was not 100 pesos, it was 70 pesos. God could not have made a mistake. But he believed that God could never make a mistake. He could never send less money, nor could he have denied Lencho what he had requested, and he could not refuse his request. He would have sent him 100 pesos. He believed that. He had firm faith in that. Immediately, Lencho went up to the window to ask for paper and ink. He was still in the post office, so he went to the window to ask for paper and ink. On the public writing table, he started to write. And he started writing something on the paper. With much wrinkling of his brow, he was really angry, in a very upset mood, caused by the effort he had to make to express his ideas. And he was very difficult for him to express the ideas he wanted to. Just wanted to express his anger. And when he finished, he went to the window to buy a stamp which he licked and then affixed the envelope with a blow of his fist. And then he took a stamp, put it on the envelope, and with a blow of his fist, because he was angry, he was to show his anger, he put a with a blow of fist, he put the stamp on the envelope. The moment the letter fell into the mailbox, and he dropped the letter in the mailbox and went away. And as soon as Lencho put the letter in the mailbox, the postmaster himself went to open it. Now, what was written in the letters? You see, what is the conclusion? It said, God, of the money that I asked for, only 70 pesos reached me. God, I had asked for 100 pesos, but I have received only 70 pesos, and you could never make a mistake. Send me the rest of the money. Now, he did not question any way that this money was from sent by any person or God himself. But he did not question at all. And he just simply wrote that he needed 100 pesos because he had to grow his crop again. But now what he said, don't send it to me through the mail. Don't send it through mail, because the post office employees are a bunch of crooks, because they are not honest people, they are fraud. And you should not send the money through mail, you should send money through some other way. So this was the story of indomitable, unquestionable faith in God. So again, some oral questions are given. Was Lancho surprised to find a letter for him with money in it? Not at all, because he believed that he would get it. And what made him angry? Because he received less money than he had asked for. So these are all the oral questions which you have to write in your fair notebook. And with that, you have to write these questions. There are these 4 questions are given. You have to write in your first. You have to write these questions in your rough notebook. You have to try these questions. And this one is the 5th question given. Up to this questions, 5 6 questions are there. Try these questions, and then we are given a writing section also there at the end of this. I'll fix the slide there. This is there. This is the writing section, writing part. Lancho suffered first due to drought and then by floods. Our country is also facing such situations in the recent years. There is flood and there is drought. There is a need to save water through water harvesting. Design a poster for your area on how to save water during summer and when it is available in access. So now this you can make in your fair notebook also. Okay, draw this in your fair notebook. Try these oral questions and all these exercise questions in your rough notebooks. And till after that, I will discuss these answers through WhatsApp. I will discuss these answers. I will send you the answers, and then you can write them in your fair notebook. Till then, you have to try these questions. And now the questions I want to discuss. There are 2 important questions which I want to discuss. One is about the title of the story. Now, what is the title of this story? A Letter to God. Now, this story, A Letter to God, is all about a farmer's infinite faith in God. We all believe that this universe is the creation of God. People of different religions call God with different names, but God is an abstract idea. Nobody knows where he exists. Some try to find him in the temples, some in the caves, some other feel that he lives within us. But it is a common thing that we all believe in God. So this story is also about unquestionable faith in him. And it is this faith that becomes the center point around which the whole story moves and its theme revolves. It is Lencho's letter that throws light on his character and also keeps the readers amused. So, taking all these things into account, we can say that the title is justified. Second one is about the theme of this lesson. And what is the theme of this lesson? It is very clear. It is about faith. Okay. And it is believed that an indomitable faith helps to overcome all the obstacles. And those who are remain firm on their decisions or remain firm on their faith, they come out of any situation, any kind of hurdle. So here also the Lencho is the main protagonist of the story, and how he overcomes his problem, that is all we have read in that. So that's why it is, the theme is quite there. It is of faith. It is all based on the faith. And what the message is given through this story? The message is that we should keep hope and faith in all situations. Now, this quarantine period or this lockdown period, Corona, we are all locked down in our houses, and we are in a kind of apprehension that what would be life after that or how we would survive. This is all in the hands of God. So we should have firm faith in God. Life is a long journey, and we have to face upheavals every now and then. We have to face all kind of obstacles. And but we must not bend or break. We should trust in God and keep the hope that things will be favorable soon. So, this is all the story. This is quite relevant to this present pretext, also, present situation. It is also all in the hands of God that He would save us all. So, with that, it's a very quite interesting story, a letter to God. Just read that once, twice, try the questions, and after that, I will discuss the answers with you also. Thank you.